Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is your man Chris, aka the Superhero, back with another very, very special episode of Super Talk Live. For all the new viewers and new subscribers, hello, welcome, and thank you for watching. On this show, Super Talk Live, what I do is I just talk to sneakerheads from all around the world, all around the community, in all different walks of life. I can be talking to a sneakerhead doctor, a sneakerhead contractor, a sneakerhead magician. But today I'm talking to a sneakerhead streetball legend. So for those who don't know, and one streetball was huge back in the 90s. And there were a lot of players that came out of there that did some really good, really big things. With me being a basketball player myself, I watched every single minute of footage that was put out about and one, every player, what they did, what they loved. So today, I'm very happy and honored to have my very, very special guest be one of the legends, not only from and one, just street ball in general. Shane, the dribbling machine. Shane, thank you for coming on to the show. I appreciate you taking the time. Welcome to Super Talk Live. How you doing, man?
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's good? Just we do celebrating life, man. Celebrating life. Here to talk a little sneakers. I call myself a fake sneakerhead. I'm a fake sneakerhead, and give, talk about some old and one stories. And being that, like I said, previous to our conversation is good because being that you coming from St. Louis, it makes it even good because that's one of our special stops, one of our favorite stops when we was playing with and one. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
definitely.
definitely. We gonna talk about that. I know it's one story we definitely gonna get into, and I can't wait to get into that. But actually, before the
Can't wait. I know you
conversation.
can't wait, huh?
Oh yeah, I need everybody to hear this. So before we actually did, another thing that you said
Hmm.
was with me being like a sneaker, doing sneaker videos and stuff like that. The first question that I should always ask is, "What's the sneaker that got you into it?" So as far as sneakers is concerned, what is the sneaker that got you into like being a sneakerhead, and just kind of what was your journey into like seeing your first sneaker, wanting to get it, or however that went. So what was that for you?
I mean, of course, coming from the inner city when you growing up when you don't have no money, you can't afford certain sneakers. So I grew up in that era where, excuse me, the first sneaker was I remember watching Run DMC. And it was like those shell top, something about those shell top Adidas, right? So those was like one of the most sneakers that everybody would get like Easter time because being a sneakerhead was good, but in the neighborhood I noticed like around Easter is when everybody came out with their flyest outfit and their sneakers and like Adidas and Procaz, Adidas, 69 and the suede Pumas was top shelf, but couldn't afford those, right? So you first start off instead of the Procaz, you get the Pro Cons. You know what I'm saying? And then I graduated from the Pro Cons. I remember being a year to 2 years late on getting sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
So like when certain sneakers would come out, we couldn't afford it, so I would have to wait maybe a year. So when I would get them, and then I would try to front like, nah, I've been had these. I just ain't want to wear them. You know what I'm saying? Or I would get them, and I'll be so happy that I get them that I would play basketball in them because I wanted people to see him. And soon, just like every other kid growing up in the city, soon as you play ball in them, you take them upstairs, you wash them off, you wash your laces out, right, you properly, you stick your sock back up in there, and you put them back up, and you wear them to school.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So
That's
yeah,
that's
but I would say definitely Adidas and maybe like suede Pumas, but most like every other kid, none hit the airwaves like the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Like the Jordans came, it was like, Mom, I gotta get some Jordans, and she came with some Jordans. I was hyped. She told me she got the Jordans. I came home. She had the Sky Jordans. Remember the
Uh,
Sky Jordans?
I kind of remember them. Was they actually Air Jordans or they
Yeah,
was
but
just
it was
kind of
like,
like an off brand,
yeah, it was like equivalent of,
like the Team Jordans?
right, it's equivalent of about, my youngest son is 18. About 6 years ago, I go buy him some Jordans. I'm like, yo, I got these Jordans from you. And I give him the Jordans. He look at me and goes, yo, these are the Carmelos. These ain't the Jordans. I'm like, yo, these the
Oh,
Jordans. You know
these
what I'm
are,
saying?
but they
So,
yeah, they from Jordan. I feel you.
yo, he wasn't wearing them. Yo, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how, like, he really hit me with the, like, gave me the face,
Oh
like,
man,
and I'm hype,
see,
like, Mello, my
you
man. I
said
know
you hype.
him. I'm like, yo, can't wait to get my son Mello. Like these young kids, word.
Oh.
So definitely, Jordans are definitely one of the first. Was definitely the first sneaker. First sneaker.
Hmm. Yeah, so for the people that don't know, I know in different regions, different shoes is kind of like the staple shoe. I know I'm from St. Louis, so if you come into St. Louis, you think about like what's a staple shoe in St. Louis. A lot of people are gonna say either Air Force Ones and Tims. So where are you from, and what's like the staple shoe where you from?
I'm from the Bronx, New York. So I just was watching an interview of I with some St. Louis guys because I'm big into the interviews, and they were talking about the whole St. Louis with the Nelly with the Air Force One thing, and it was like, yeah, you know. You think New York think they invented Air Force Ones, but we been rock Air Force Ones, but that's like the that's definitely the staple shoe of New York. Like me, I'm older now, so I don't think I don't even have no Air Force Ones, right? So I think I gave it. Oh, matter of fact, I do got some Air Force Ones, right? So that is always the staple of Air Force One. Give me one second, cause I wanna, cause this
Go
is
ahead,
I don't wear them, but I actually got some. I want to share, cause I actually got these made.
go
Give me
ahead.
one second. I just
Oh,
thought
got the
about see, and
custom
I left
joint.
them in. I left them out.
Yeah, because you said you start taking stuff out
Yeah, man,
in time.
man, I'm on. I couldn't
Man,
even bring out what I really wanna bring out. So
people gonna always wear Air Force Ones until the end of time. And it really don't matter who started it or what. Like people gonna always wear either all white Air Force Ones or like you said, you got some
yeah, so
custom
yeah, I
joints.
got I don't even get into like I don't do that. Like I'll give you the story of the white Air Force Ones, and it goes with the Air One mixtape tour. We used to wear a lot of that Air Force Ones was the mixtape tour shoe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning we had rock and ones everywhere. Everywhere. Everything is and ones. But when we going out, we throwing on some Air Force Ones, right? We throwing on
Horses.
some white on white, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so being from New York, we when you a sneakerhead and you know about going out, you know going out to a club with some Air Force Ones, when you come out, them joints gonna look like the Kentucky Derby in them. They gonna somebody gonna step on it, gonna be wrinkled. So we used to buy two pair real ones and three pair of the fake ones. The real
Oh,
ones we'll walk around to the autograph section, to the mall, everything. But when we go into the club and we know we're about to beat them sneakers up and we don't care, we'll rock those, and we're
that's
after the
crazy.
club, we may take those sneakers off and leave it in the
Mm.
club and throw them in the garbage. And somebody may be looking at you like, yo, he just threw a pair of Air Force Ones in the garbage. And then our mom, we be like, yo, those was $30, man. You know what I'm saying? So Air
Got
Force
them joints
One
from the gas station.
is definitely this. This is the only pair I got some. I want to just got some made myself. I just created
Ooh,
some
cold.
regular ones. I probably won't even. I think I don't even. You know what I'm saying? So I
It's
do
one
I
of them
do still
shoes.
rock like Air Force One. I wouldn't got some. I wouldn't created all this myself. You know.
It's one of them things where like you said, as
So
you get
that's
older, I feel like you get more into you get more into your style. And I think comfort is definitely one thing that we want when we get older. Our body starts to kind of break down a little bit, especially playing sports. So you just want something comfortable. So I know like even today I had to work. So I had to just throw these on. Just some
So
little prestos, just some comfort.
right, and right. So these are my hoopties, right? These are my
Mm-hmm.
hoopties.
Ugh, those the hoopties?
Yeah, see them. These are my every. And it's snowing. I wear them, and it's like and it's snow. These are my hoopties. These like
That's
these
what's up.
those are like
So,
my I call those my hoopties. And back when you say now back to Timberland. Now you know
mhm.
we we was Timberland New York out Bays Construction. I just put a post up about Timberlands. I remember looking at my room and seeing counting 127 pair of Timberlands. Right?
Ugh.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
how much Timberlands I used to rock because again coming from New York, my boy put me on to you could ship Timberlands back and get a new pair. You know that?
Mm-hmm. You said you could ship them
So
back?
Timberlands got lifetime to this day. Timberlands
What?
got lifetime warranty. See, we don't know that. So you could take a pair of suede Timberlands and we used to rock them. And once they get one little scuff on them, a little sign they look like they dirty, I'm cutting aside and I put them in a box and I'm melting them back and be like, yo, they hurt my feet and they rip and they send you a brand new pair. Timberlands a lifetime
Oh,
guarantee.
that's crazy. Yeah. See, look, somebody already comments. Wait, what? Like, didn't I had no
Yeah,
idea.
because
I'm
they
definitely
don't tell us. They don't tell
I'm
us. That they don't tell us.
I'm
That's like shopping at LL Bean, right? If you ever heard, I don't
I'm
go there, but LL Bean stores like that, these stores be having lifetime guarantees. That's why I hate to say it, but that's why the other people shop there. Like we don't know
mhm.
that. You didn't know you could mail your tips back.
That's crazy. I'm definitely finna look that up as soon as I get off of here
Man,
to
listen,
check
I
that.
did it over 100 times.
That's
Yo,
and it
I
makes
did
sense
over 100
because
times. Yo, they hurt my feet. They hurt the side of my feet. They no questions asked. No, you write a letter. You write a letter. Put the letter in a box and mail it to Timberland. A
I'm
nice
making
letter.
that's the next video I'm making. So I know we was kind of talking about we talked about what your first shoe was that kind of got you started. Then we talked about what was kind of the staple shoe in your area. So I know, like I said, I know one thing for me as far as sneakers and stuff, it started with basketball. You know, it kind of started with me playing basketball and getting hooping shoes, and I kind of every year I would get like a different pair of hooping shoes. So that's kind of where I
Every
got to
year.
always getting used to getting new shoes. And then as I got older, it was like, okay, well, now people wearing shoes like for style. So I kind of got to get my style up. And then it was like, all right, well, I can't just wear, all white Pumas no more. I got to, like you said, have some Forces maybe, or maybe like some LeBrons, some Jordans coming out. So, as far as me is concerned, it really started with me to get fashionable and stuff with basketball. So when did you really kind of start getting serious about sneakers and like looking at different pairs and kind of seeing like who was your influence growing up?
Um. So just I'm coming from the Bronx and I lived in Harlem. I born in Harlem, right? I moved to
Mm-hmm.
the Bronx, but where I come from, I come from where your influence is that dude that's selling dope downstairs. Right? That's who the
What?
influence is. Your neighbor, right? That
Mm-hmm.
stick up kid, right? That robber, that dope dealer, right?
Got the
That's who the
money.
influence because they got the money, they got the hottest sneaker, they got the hottest sneaker out, and
Mm-hmm.
in my neighborhood, a lot of guys they used to go out to they used to go out of town, so they would not only would they have the hottest sneaker, like I remember growing up, one of the hottest outfits that you could wear for me was an army suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a
Mm-hmm.
with a champion hoodie,
Ooh, yeah. The
right?
champion
With a
coming back
pair of
too.
beef and broccoli Timbs
Beef
or
and
beige
broccoli.
construction, right? Or beige construction Timbs, right? Or then when the Jordans come in, you could wear that. And then
Mm-hmm.
that was like, and you will see the hustlers wearing that, right? So I also you will see a pair of hustlers, something you'll never see. It won't be Nikes, right? You'll be like you'll come out and the hustler will be wearing it, and you'll be like, yo, what? Hold on. Yo, he got on the MVP ponies?
Yeah. Ooh, uh-huh.
You
I
know what I
remember
mean? The
those.
ponies.
Yeah.
Not only he got the ponies, he got the joint there on the side. You could put your own number there. Like
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
so I come from that era, right? So
Uh-huh.
and then like you say, it wasn't about Nike, right? Then you may see like I come from everywhere. When Fila came out, it was bigger than Nike,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Spot Bills.
Fila was hot back in the day.
What? Yeah, Spot Bills. So those like Nike came out. Only Nike came out with the dunks,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right?
And that wasn't even a
With the
basketball
dunks that they
shoe.
got out now. Those were the top. Those the dunks and the Air Force Ones came later, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
again, the shoe that turned me that got me that really blew my mind was I seen a pair of patent leather blue Air Force Ones, high top, all
Mm-hmm.
patent leather blue with a white stripe. Never seen patent leather sneakers.
Mm.
So when that hit the market, it was like, oh my God, I gotta get these. I gotta get these. And everybody that had them, they were selling crack.
Mm.
I had to get them.
And I'm pretty sure people wasn't sitting there thinking like, oh, like drugs, shoes, correlation. They were just like, oh, the shoes is hot. Like I want the shoes. So it's crazy to think of like
It
how
was the
in different.
fashion, right? You
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, you're right. It
you
was
wanted to
fast.
know what was hot, right? You didn't
Mm-hmm.
watch TV. Um, again, I'm from New York City, so I grew up playing street ball, right? So let me
Mm-hmm.
give you. So this is so here's the street ball, right? Of my era. So can you? I want you to picture this. I grew up in an era playing street ball where I'm at a street ball game. I'm shooting a free throw. Not me, but yeah, this happened to me before too. But I would play. You shooting a free throw line, right? You at the free
Mm-hmm.
throw line, and right before you shoot the free throw line, a guy that you don't you know him, but he's not on your team. He's not on your thing. He's just a regular fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's in the crowd. He yells out, "Bet 10,000 he missed both." Right?
And you hear him?
This this guy got on jewelry. He got on the latest everything, Gucci suit, right, with the Gucci Nikes, right? No. And then another guy goes, "Bet 10,000 he make it."
Yo, and you ain't
And you
even
know,
shoot shit.
and so, but if you make it, the guy who bet on you, he happy, right? If like
Mm-hmm.
so, it's like damn, like the pressure's so. But and what I mean by that is, so the guy who's saying that is Alpo,
Yo. So like,
right? They
yeah.
so the guy, right, and the other guy who's betting him is OG One that's down with Rock Nation, Jay-Z's partner.
Yo. So it's like it's a lose,
So
it's a like win lose.
is it win
Cause
lose,
one
and you don't know what you're gonna get if you make it. Ain't like they give you, they got that, but that's just the era of street ball and hip hop and fashion. So these guys got on the Gucci. The other guy he has on uh a Sergio Tattini jogging suit with a pair of Reebok classics that we call 5411, which
mm-hmm.
was hot one summer, right?
That's
You get your pair
crazy.
of Reebok classics and the sweatsuit, and you good.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. And it's crazy how just like the different eras and the different regions and different places had the different styles. Like everybody knows New York got their own swag and their own style. So it's cool to see like how you do it. And even in New York, street ball is a lot bigger than I feel like it is anywhere else. You know, you got a lot of legendary course there. There's a lot of people that play street ball. I know even when like NBA had the lockout, like it was NBA players going to New York and playing in some of the leagues and stuff like that. So like how was it for you, you know, even thinking about coming from like the sneakers being that young doing that? Like how was it growing up playing street ball and how did that kind of like go into how you play ball later in life?
So the like I say, like we talked earlier about playing in your local park, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was missing from today in street ball, right? Today,
Mm-hmm.
20 the last 10 years, right? 10
For
since
sure.
and one been gone. was missing
Basically.
was I had my local park. I had a guy named Steve Shepard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who I could see every day play, right? I wasn't good enough to play with this guy. He only played with the Chicago Bulls and had a gold medal, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy Marion Cash. He only played with Clemson with Eldon Campbell, right? I had
Only.
so the guys in my local neighborhood mixed with it goes on the Phil Blunts, the Fred Ogilvies, these guys was really legends and the Gus Williams. These was NBA players. So this was just a local park run.
Mm-hmm.
So so being a kid, what's missing is the kid coming out to the local playground and they see a Shane the Dribble Machine playing and they not good enough, right? They got two courts in my neighborhood. Most parks probably do where when in my neighborhood, New York, we call it the NBA quarters, but like I just told you, all the old and nice guys. That's the NBA court. The
Mm-hmm.
CBA court is where I started at, where we call them the whippersnapper, the snot in the nose, the 11, 12, 13 year olds. But our dream is to be running on that court, and one day somebody go, Shorty, come here,
Yep.
right? So
Oh
I was
man.
blessed for that to happen to me, right? So I was blessed for that to happen to me early, right? And I went over there, like I'm running over there. I got my ball, I'm hyped, and like I always tell everybody, but it came with rules. I'm like, yo, and they like, yo, all right. So listen, when you get it, not all that dribbling stuff, and yo, give it up, yo, and we tell you when to shoot. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and all
Yep.
I can say is like, yo, I could be defiant, and they're gonna kick me off the court and probably throw my ball over the fence. Or I'm gonna just play the game and just play and me being young and watching wanting to play. I knew that was the right way to play and I knew how to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
So I fit in. I started fitting in early. I started learning how to fit in, learning little things, how to defend man to man. Because in my park, there's no zones. It's man to man only. There's
All
no
day.
zones,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you learn how to come over picks. You learn over the pick and rolls. You learning how to guard, like not guard, but you learn it. Put it this way, you learn how to get your ass bust, right?
Yep.
Until you can give them out, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so I took many lumps, many lumps, but every lump that I got, like I tell kids now, I wrote names down. I remember faces, man. I looked at the guy like, okay, I'm gonna get
Uh,
this guy. Yeah, he only doing that because he's older than me. So I started doing my push-ups, right? So look, I started the love of the game made me start working on things to help me get better. And that's what the game was, and that's how I was. And once I got over there, I started becoming not over there. I started becoming first pick. I started playing older guys one on one and beating them in front of their wives, right? Like I played. I tell the story of me being in the gym playing one on one. I just got the LA Gear. It's always a story. I just got the LA Gear lights. Remember the LA Gear lights?
mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
that was one of my breakout. That was one of my breakout shoes, right? One that I wore. I'm the guy that go to the store, right, and goes, yo, you like those sneakers? And you'll be like, nah, and I'll be like, I'm getting them.
Yep.
Cause I know
It
what
be
I put
different.
together with it. Everybody else gonna say yeah, then you gonna be like, yo, those sneakers are right. So I remember playing in LA Gear Lights, and this is a true story, and I'm making a move, and I broke my man. I broke a dude kneecap. His knee went from the knee up into the thigh.
Oh.
In the gym, the
Oh.
ambulance had to come get him. So like I remember all of that. You know what I mean? And those was in LA Get Lights. I wore those in Rucker Park. Everybody else they was bugging. Like I introduced people like, yo, these are the light. They see me walking, they lighting up, and I thought everybody would snap on me, but guess what? People started getting them.
Heck yeah. As soon as you see somebody with some shoes like that and they cold, it's like, hey, yo, like them is
Yo,
tight. Like
listen,
you make the shoe.
It's who you are. You could walk around. You could become somebody, and what you wear, other people gonna want to wear. I hate to say it, but that's just the world that we live in.
And you know what's crazy? Like nowadays, like social media influencers get paid so much money to advertise these different brands and do that stuff. And like you said, back in the day, that's what the dope dealers was doing. That's what all the basketball players and athletes is doing. Like that's what all the people with money was doing. Like they weren't all these other different brands, Nike, Jordan, Gucci, Versace, and
Yeah,
advertising to
Jay
everybody
Z told
else.
us to get platinum. Jay
Mm-hmm.
Z
And
said
what
get
we
platinum.
do.
Jay Z said putting a button up. They say Cristal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sean Puffy Combs got the what do you got? The Ciroc, and so like it's hip hop, rap music, right? The element, right? That's the part of the element of street ball. It's hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Break dancing,
So, mm-hmm.
graffiti, right? And
All
hate
of
to
that
say it,
expression.
but hustlers. Those are the elements of those are the complete elements of the street ball because all those people play ball. Some of the nicest
Mm-hmm.
ball players in my neighborhood was the drug dealers. They just
And
fell in love with the money versus the game.
it's crazy because I feel like a lot of people, and I've heard this from both sides, like rappers, athletes, and like hustlers are all interchangeable. Athletes will say they want to be rappers say they want to be athletes, hustlers want to be both. So it's like you said, it's intertwined in each other. And then I know even when we talking about influencers and we talking about who's pushing the game, I know me personally, I was heavily influenced by N1 Street Ball. I know I told you before we got on the air. One big memory I have in basketball was going to this big elite basketball team. If anybody knows Gateway in St. Louis back in like the 90s, Gateway was a team where they were sponsored by Adidas. They got the bags, the shoes, they travel, all of that. So I tried out for them, and they had you fill out this paper. And one of the questions on the paper was, would you rather play like street ball and play outside, or would you rather play organized ball? And I thought it was a weird question at the time. And I told my daddy, and he was like, I told him I wanted to play street ball. And he was like, no, don't say you want to play street ball. So it was just one of the things. I know me and you talked about it before the show. It's just like people don't play street ball no more. It's not really looked upon as like a good thing no more. But back in the day when N1 was around, everybody wanted to play street ball. So like, how is it as far as like you coming up and going from just like you said, playing from the CBA court to playing on, the Legends court in your local park to being on the N1 Street Ball tour? So how did that kind of come about, and how did you become one of the people that get started with N1?
I mean, from that, of course, once you start playing in your local neighborhood, right? You start to move into outside the neighborhood, and of course, I was fortunate to have a coach in my neighborhood, Coach Evie, God bless her, but who was very popular in the streets and coaching, who coached guys like Mark Jackson, Walt Berry, Kenny Smith, all these guys before me. So I was blessed to fall right in her lap, right, perfect, and she put me to play in tournaments like Rucker Park, right? And then I had other coaches, Carlito from like who put me in like Kingdom and all these tournaments in New York, Dykeman and tournaments in Brooklyn and all throughout New York City, right? I played in a lot of tournaments. I mean, I don't remember. I probably didn't. Only tournament I did never played in was Soul in the Hole, and probably some other tournaments that was far Brook. But I played in so many tournaments. So I actually, like I say, like I told you prior. So when N1 came around, I was transforming into something else because I was already 30. I was already 30 years old. So I already dominated, not dominated, but I already made my mark in street ball and was considered on my way of becoming a legend. So I already traveled, played in so many different cities. We did um New York versus DC game. So in the DC game, they had legends like Greg Williams. They had Prime Objective. They had Junkyard Dog. They had Victor Page. They had Gene Smith from Georgetown. They had Kurt Smith. So they had all the legends, right? All so and we did Moochie Norris, right? My guy Moochie Norris. So those type of games we would go play and we would do well, right? Like that game never ended. So that game, though I named NBA players and pro players, we are street ball players, right? And from New York, and it was myself, Reggie Freeman, that went to Texas, Future, a couple other guys, and the game went into triple overtime and never ended, right? So that right there gained respect on both sides, right? And then we did a New York versus Chicago game, right? They got to the gym, and this game they had Paul McPherson, right? They had
Oh, God.
uh if I'm not mistaken, Quentin Richardson. They had
Mm.
what's the little short guy? Bynum.
Andrew Bynum.
Dynam,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
the guard from
I know you're
Chicago.
talking about. I forget his name though.
But but they had their whole crew and some Cincinnati guys, and that was a great game. So
Mm-hmm.
so so when you so we started playing certain cities, so the connections is there, and somehow Maine called me about the and one, right? So
Mm-hmm.
main event called me about there's some company, this and that. It wasn't about money, it was about a game. They want to give us some sneakers. So it was more of like again, right? The key
Mm-hmm.
word. They want to give us your sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Sneakers.
we was more of like word. They want to give us some free sneakers, and that's how I propelled. We didn't know how big it was going to get, but they caught us. They caught everybody with a pair of sneakers that we thought that was they wasn't the hottest sneaker, but they was free. And being who we was, we knew we could make them hot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what people look
And that's
to.
how and that's how yeah, and that's how and they put the right marketing behind it. Set Free put that music on that mixtape, the first skip mixtape with us on it, and then from
Mm-hmm.
there it went crazy.
And I know for anybody who doesn't know what and one is, just completely lost. And one mixtapes was basically a set of videos that they released with and one Streetball shoes, which is basically a brand of shoes and sneakers that they sold. I want to say in Foot Locker, and you would buy the shoes, and then they would give you a
Foot
tape.
yeah, at your local Foot Locker, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
And
get
you
them
would buy the
anywhere. Foot
shoes.
Locker, Foot Action. We was at,
They was in Foot Action big too.
I'm just slowing up because I'm gonna just grab some just to show you how it was for to give you an idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to give you an idea of Volume 5, right?
Right.
See what
Now
they
figure that
say?
machine. She even said 2 million for an and one mixtape, more than 50,000 units and 2 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, so 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 this is look, this is official. This is what rappers get. This is a platinum video award. When you go platinum, right? So
Yeah.
so we this is if I was a rapper, I could say, yo, I went double platinum. You
You
know what I'm
went
saying? So
platinum. That's how big and one was for those who don't know. And that's 5. So I remember the and one mixtapes did get better. The production got a lot better. Y'all start doing a lot more. Y'all start going to a lot more places. And like you said, it started off with shoes, but then they had a whole launch of jerseys, clothes, t-shirts with the sayings on them. I know me, I started off with like the t-shirts that would have like the N1 dude cross and they would have like some saying
trash
on it.
talk t-shirts.
Yeah, the trash talk t-shirts. And then it got to, just me hooping more. So I would get the shorts. And then I actually, my freshman year, I can remember I played in a pair of N1 shoes. And people would talk about me for wearing N1 shoes. And I'd be like, all right, see if you keep talking like that after the game. And nobody ever said nothing to me about N1 shoes after that. N1, it was at that point, they was like, hey, them hard. Like N1 shoes is tight.
Yeah. Even the regular, I remember when Slip. You know when I knew they was you know when I knew and one was hard was pause, right? Pause. No homo. No freaky. You can't say that. You almost got me, no, but you know when I knew and one was official like that? Like
Mhm.
remember I told you the people who I told you the people that we looked up to wear the sneakers.
The dope boys, drug dealers,
Fast forward, you go to my neighborhood, guess what the dope boys is wearing?
and ones. That's
And
crazy.
ones.
That's crazy to see that.
They
So
not
like,
yo my whole I'm talking about my neighborhood. They wearing and ones velour sweatsuits, and at this
mhm.
time Nike had the best suits out and everything, but they rocking and ones, man. All the way. I'm talking about even the biggest drug dealer in my neighborhood used to be outside with an and one headband and wristbands on, man.
Yep. And that's what,
Yeah,
like you said, like I don't know,
making $27,000 a day.
and I don't know if we said this on air or if we said it before, but like when you think about people wearing the stuff and doing that stuff, it's like it's the influence of like you doing it and them seeing you with it. So it's like it wasn't nothing until they was like, "Hey, we want y'all to come put it on." Y'all went
Yeah.
out there and was just hooping. You was doing what you was doing on a regular court for free, unless you know what I'm saying. You found somebody trying to bet $10,000 on a free throw, but you know what I'm saying. That's just y'all out there going doing what y'all doing, having fun, staying out of trouble. And you know, a company like N1 sees that,
Not
brings
even
y'all
not
along,
thinking business.
not even thinking
Not
business.
thinking business at all.
So when you came into
It's
N1, I know it was a lot that went on, but just kind of as a basketball player, like going from just hooping in a local park to having them like tell y'all finna travel to all these different places and stuff like that. How was that transition? You know, being able to travel and doing all that type of stuff.
again coming from the inner city, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
M like M1 got its ups and downs. Of course, people talk about the money we should have made so much money, and of course, that's business and life. That's a life period. But what it did do is, I never been to St. Louis before. Never
Mm-hmm.
been. So what M1 did was I never been to Chicago. I never been. So what it did was it brought us around the world. It started off with three small cities. We started, I think five. I think we did New York, Philly. I've been to Philly. DC. I've been to DC. Chicago. Never been to Chicago. Atlanta. Never been to Atlanta. And then LA.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
never
remember
been to
that.
those places, right? So what it did is start opening up places, you start meeting people, and then again, like you say, you start learning when we go to Atlanta, we gotta dress like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we go to the
Mm-hmm.
Shy, right? Of course you learn early when you go to Shy, you better not get caught with your ass to the right, to the left, nowhere, right? So
Uh-huh.
yo, just the Midwest, because y'all, is St. Louis considered the Midwest?
Yep, St. Louis is the
Yo,
Midwest.
yo, the Midwest, man, it's something about y'all Midwest, boy. Oh man,
Hey, a
there's
different
always
breed,
stories about
man.
it. Yo, coming from me, coming from New York, and you blind about certain things. Like the first time we went to Chicago, me and Maine took a cab to Caprini Green looking for some smoke. We ain't know.
What?
All we heard was a projects, and it was called Caprini Green. We had
Mm.
all our jewelry, like we like this out there.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
got it
trunked up
out
out
there.
there on a cell phone, like yo. We see dudes walking up on, yeah, dudes walking up on. You know what we saying? And I'm like, yo, what's up, yo? You got that? They like, yo, y'all them brothers from N1. So I think that's what kind of made us special too. Remember I tell you, like it touched us because we was hands on everything,
Yep, y'all was out there. Y'all
right?
was literally outside
They
playing with
like
kids, like inviting them to play with y'all.
But those was the early stages of and one. Like within the first 2 years, first 2 3 years, we didn't go over this. Don't have forget the countries. You know, I've been to over 50, 75 countries. So forget the countries, but just those little cities alone, and learning, and then knowing that we going back the next year. Then you meeting, and and again, me coming where I come from, right? Every city where I go to, guess who I meet?
Drug dealer,
Who
hustlers,
I meet,
hustlers everywhere.
right? So that family in the front row, guess who I get those? I'm giving those out to the. If I go to St. Louis, I'm giving out to the hood. Right? I hate to say it like that, but I'm I'm giving out, and I did that purposely. Believe it or not, I'm giving the local weed man or whoever it is. I'm giving them courtside tickets, right?
Hmm.
Because what I learned was, I noticed was me giving them the tickets. They brought their wife, they brought their kids, they brought had their man, and for that moment, they sit in front court side of arena. They probably never sat at played in NBA arenas, right? But
Hmm.
for that moment, I guarantee you, the last thing on their mind was selling dope.
Hmm.
Right? Because
Exactly.
because all you see was, oh my God, yeah, oh yo, that's my man right there, yo, that's my son, yeah, yo, make sure you take a picture, right? So it was
Yep.
all basketball, street. So and it carried on to where, like, they'll call us, and fast forward now, I still be in contact with a couple of them, and they not dope dealers, these are businessmen.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
insane.
And they kind of say that us coming around, it kind of helped them, because they learn other ways that they, by us talking to them, or like we'll meet the dope guy from St. Louis, and we'll say to him, yo, listen, why don't you rent out a gym, and why don't you fly us in, and you could double your money that way, right?
Hmm.
So it's almost, we were teaching them entrepreneurship, right? Like saying, like, yo, I know, don't Nike, I mean, and one don't have to do it, you could do it, because
Hmm.
you know everybody in the city, right? If you put it
Hmm.
together, everybody's gonna come out long as peaceful, and that's what we've been, and that was outside of and one, something that we created, like you say, we're street ball. Like I was telling you, like what's missing now from street ball is, since and one stop, is a guy like, how old are you?
30.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm
30, all
30.
right. Like I said, I started and one at 32, right? So that's young. So, but a guy like you can't go out to Chicago and go make $500 or $300 real quick for playing the street ball no more. And knowing you're gonna do that about 10 times in 1 month. You know what I'm saying? To where you can say, you know what? Even if it's from 300 to, I mean, because when we did it with and one, outside of and one, if you wanted us to play in a local street ball game, the minimum was 1,000. So it went from 1,000 to, it could go from 1,000, it could cost you 3,000. And the phone was ringing every day.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
because you're
so
gonna be a draw. If you say, "Hey, we got this street ball game, whatever, well, we got Shane and Maine coming to do a thing,
it's
or Shane the dribbling machine, or whatever," they gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we want to come and see that."
because it again, like we just said, it all coincide into hip hop. Only
Hmm.
thing is the equivalent of a rapper that's hot and he getting 100 shows.
And another thing that I was kind of getting to, as far as like the mixtapes were like made for music, and it was like a back and forth. So it's like a lot of people that was watching for basketball, they heard the music, and if you listen to it for the music, you seeing basketball players. So it's bringing the
So
two
that was the
worlds
first
together.
time I ever seen something like that, right? So when I looked at the tape and they showed us the tape, first of all, I was tripping off of some of the video, because I was like, yo, how the hell were they getting this video? Like, who are these people that know that got this video of me like this? But
Uh-huh.
when I heard it with the music, shout out to big up to Set Free. but the music made the move like the way they cut it and the way they edit like you make a kid make it broken down and it be like slam and like
Yeah.
and it go right perfect with their move and
Mm-hmm.
again right and again it was weird because Set Free was right big up to Set Free like he introduced us to some type of music that coming from New York. You know, I'm Jay Z, Dipset, Jay Z. You know, so that what we call book bag music, right? That we didn't listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So and you know, so that introduced to the most depths and other right those type of music. So that was dope too, right? And again, what and one did was going on tour, right? I remember the
Mm-hmm.
first year we went on tour. It was early. It was kind of it was dope. The tour was good, but it was whack once we started hitting closer to the west because the music created such a bad energy on east and west coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the closer we would get to west, and we be on tour, and we playing Jay Z and Biggie. They be
Mm-hmm.
looking at us like, man, nah, man, y'all don't got no
Oh.
pop.
Ah.
Right? You don't get a pop, right? You know, we in Oakland.
Uh-huh.
We in Oakland. They want to hear 40 water. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, we're in St. Louis. They want to hear Ali, Murphy, and they want to hear all of that stuff. They, you know what I mean? The lunatics. They ain't trying to hear Dipset or you know what I'm saying? They put us on and like, yo, you ain't got the lunatics and all of that. We like, yeah, word.
That's what's up. So traveling around, y'all got to see a lot of places. Y'all got to listen to a lot of stuff. What are some good stories? I know you had one story about St. Louis that we talked about before, but what is some of the craziest stories and
You want to get
experiences
back
that
to
y'all
that, huh?
had? Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, we had to get back to it.
Yeah, now the Saint. All right, let me give you this Saint
So
Louis
you
story.
can. So I was gonna say
I almost try to
you
see
can
if I had.
you can get any other story that you want to. So it can be like a story about something that
No,
happened
no,
on
I
the
can go
court,
back to
off
the
the
because the
court.
Saint
Like
Louis story
yeah.
because I mean I'm gonna go to say because you from St. Louis and hopefully some of your audience is there so they can relate to what I'm saying. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so again, once we hit St. Louis on tour, it was still kind of early for us being with and one, and we wasn't too much sure about the company, so we didn't really like we just was a bunch of hood dudes, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like not everybody, but most of us, like for what's up, Maine and us, me, Maine, like we was some hood dudes, so we had when the tour first started, we had some friends of ours and certain friends. They was rolling with us on the tour, and they kind of was infiltrating, not infiltrating, but they got their stuff on the tour. Some was announcers, some was helping. They may be like a coach. Some maybe these was like our friends. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh-huh.
this is before even like blew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put it this way. This is before when the animal first started, and that first contestant that won, and you say, "Yo, you want to come back to the next city?"
Mm-hmm.
They did a background check. So this is
Mm-hmm.
once we found out was background checks, right? This
Mm-hmm.
we knew it was real once they started doing background checks. That's when we was like, "Oh no, this is real," right? Like,
Yeah, this
so
is
we
real.
had a lot of people just quit. A lot of people just quit. Like, hold on, I'm gonna quit. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my other job. But anyway, so we again it's a tour. It's one of the friends is like like I told you is in New York. Anywhere else like back then, back in those days, a thing that was going around was counterfeit money. Right? This is so
Mm-hmm.
long ago, so we can't. The guy got arrested for it and everything, so we can't
Mm-hmm.
even. So I'm glad. So we got to tell this story. That's why we can tell this story. So not and one, but anyway. So we
Mm-hmm.
get we get the that in mind is a lot of counterfeit money, So we in St. Louis. This particular night we in St. Louis. Every city we go to, we go to radio station. We go to radio station. They'll tell us what club is popping. They telling us to come to some club. They got some rap. This is they telling us come to some club called Spotlight. And in Spotlight, they got a brand new group called the Lunatics coming out. Right? They got a guy named Nelly. They got a guy named Murphy Lee. They got who's the guy that likes to wear that thing on his face, man?
I forget what his name was, but then nobody know. He was always just one of the ones that was like,
anyway. So that just made me think about it because I left from I'm like, well, who the but that's how far I'm going back. So they talked about the Spotlight and this new group, and they got a song called Night Airs, and we right. Yeah, that's the first time. I remember the first time I heard that coming from New York. We was like, hey yo, if you don't get that, yo. Yo,
oh,
and
come on, that's so good.
That's what it's
Yeah,
doing.
shout
So
out to
anyway, we
Nelly.
get to the Spotlight. We go to the Spotlight. It's a hood spot. It's our type of party, right? We always go. We don't want to go to the bougie spots. We want to go. Like honestly, we used to really be like, yo, they be having shootouts in there. They be like, nah, never. We be like, nah, we don't want to go there.
We
Yo,
good.
I don't know what we just thinking about. We want to go to the where the gin and juice is $5. You know what I'm saying? Like they selling 40 ounces with the bottle at the bar. So we
Yes,
go into the
sir.
Spotlight, and the Spotlight is ram this night. It's packed. We at the table. I said, man, I tell you, it's counterfeit money time. Around that time, we sitting there, and there's a bunch of females there, a lot of females. We trying to shoot that game, but we shooting the game. But the game, I don't know if because it was from New York or because whatever's going on, right? So one of the females got kind of blunt. Was like, listen, I'm taking really was, for $75, we could do this. So we like, oh, that's how y'all do it in St. Louis.
That's how they
We
be,
be right
yo.
back. Go back to the bus. Yo, listen. Yo, we had a briefcase full. Open up the briefcase. Go back in the club. Shorty! Would you say 75?
75.
Go
Got a
get
couple of them.
everybody that wants 75. Everybody that wants 75, come over here. Line up.
Yo, that's crazy.
We on the bus, back and forth on the bus. You're a bus driver, right? So remember I told you about the bus driver.
Crazy. You said a bus driver.
I left this part out to you with the bus driver. So the bus driver, even the bus driver bagged him a shorty. So we like, yo, what's up? You just left. You was with that girl. He like, yeah, you paid her? He like, yeah. Real money? He like, yeah.
Like, no, we weren't doing that.
We gave them. Like, this what we gave them. He like, for real? Let me get some of that. This is a true story. He goes, let me get some of that. He goes back in the club, and somehow he finagled the girl, whoever that girl was, to give her the money, the $100 bill that he gave back. And he gave her 160 in a fake 20.
Swooped her. Yo, savage.
Oh man, so we spent. So now that's going on. The buzz is going around in the club like these M1 dudes. They from all over. They street ballers. They got bread. We buying bottles, champagne. So Nelly, I think Nelly's on stage, right? He's about to perform. He's about to just talking. And I'll never forget main event wobbly. He just walk on stage. We like on the stage, walk and just snatch the mic out of his hand. Yo, we got N1 in the building. We in the building. Yo, we got a game tomorrow night. And take the money out of the pocket and throw it in the crowd.
Oh shit!
There you go.
Yeah.
They go crazy. Yo, long story short, the next day I tell you the Boost mobile phone goes off. You motherfucker! Oh my God! Don't come back! I almost got arrested. I took my kids shopping to buy some sneakers, and the money was
Oh,
fake.
oh no! She went and tried to spend it the next day.
Everybody was what they doing?
Yo,
Everybody probably went shopping.
oh man,
They should have never.
that's
Yo, only thing
crazy.
you could say was right. So back then it's crazy, but only thing you could say was, hold on. So we went to the club. Try to be nice as a gentleman. You offered to sell me something. I
Right.
gave you something, right? And
Uh
this crazy
huh.
part back then, right now, right? You offer to do that. So that's part of the game.
That's it. You knew what it
Charge
was.
that
You
to
knew
the
it was a
game.
risk.
Look, charge that to the game, shorty.
Charge it
Click.
to the game. Yo, that's
Yeah, that was
crazy.
definitely a
Yo,
crazy spot. Like
that
I
sounds
wish I
like
had some pictures I could find with the spot of us in the spotlight. Then went back 2 years later, like I said, which is crazy. Once we realized how big the movement was and giving back to the community, we went back there and broke mad bread in there. All our real money though. A lot of real
God,
broke a
money.
lot of bread in there.
That's what's up.
Word, but that was
That's
definitely
crazy. That's what's up. So even thinking about stuff that happened off the court, I know it's a lot of stuff that happened on the court. I know being a basketball player myself, playing with different people in different areas, it's always going to be something different every time. So out of all the games you played in the tour, all of that, if not, what was your favorite and best game? What were some of your like favorite games and what made them so special to you?
I mean, see the game. So again, for me, I was again. I never kind of approached it like everybody else because I'm one of the older ones and I felt I was solidified, right? Meaning
Mm-hmm.
I never played in one to prove who I was because I came in as a dribble machine. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I came in playing with Fat Joe, with Iverson on my team. I played against the Stephon Marbury's. So
Mm-hmm.
I played against some of the best. I played against Sam Cassell when I was in college, right? So I played against some. So I never approached that. I took more advantage of the lifestyle. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Okay.
I took
Mm-hmm.
I took I took more advantage of the lifestyle and meaning and knowing and actually again like I told you, I was 32 years old, knowing that the reality part that this is going to end when that ball start bouncing because I couldn't do the things hot sauce. Again, the game has changed. So when it started, right? So once we do it, it's different. So once Sauce came and the guys came, I'm already played street ball. I got and street ball. I got a million miles and I got broken bones in both of my foot coming into N1. Right, I got broken bones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of I'm stacked. The first game and one, I had broken bones in my foot. I couldn't even walk. You know what I mean? My health. I got off the airplane limping like and playing it off like yo. I just sprung my ankle. So 90% of the games, 90, 100% of the games I played, I was injured. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So which led to I learned marketing in the business kind of early by accident. Meaning one play I made a move and the shoe hurt it because I tell you I broke a bone and I took my shoe off and I threw it
Mm-hmm.
in the crowd and they went crazy. And I threw my other shoe in the crowd and they went even crazier. And I went back to the bench. I tried the crowd was going crazy and I noticed nobody said go get another pair of shoes, go get back in the game. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? I noticed certain things. So to me, I said, yo, I'm gonna do this every game. Like
Yo.
I'm gonna because I'm hurt. I'm gonna get after I get. I'm gonna play a little D, get a fast break, show what I could do in one or two moves, and then I'm gonna throw my sneakers off and I'm gonna relax. And then what happened was everybody started doing it on the
Yeah,
team,
dog, I was
right?
just
So
gonna
people
say.
thought they. So because this is something I'm giving you that nobody knows. So people thought like it was a give back, but for me it was a more of man. I don't got to get back in the game, so when I could. I could run around and grab the camera. I could do all the other stuff. And
Yeah.
me doing that, what it did was it made me the face without playing. Like you don't see a bunch of thousand great highlight basketball tapes. You know why? I was 32 years old. Right? They didn't and one they showed the video. I put up the old videotapes of me dunking or some of the old stuff. You'd be like, wow. So
Mhm.
the respect that it's like right for a real fan, if you know, you I get I might be the only one on the team that got probably one of the most highest purest respect. And it's like a myth. It's like a ghost. It's like, yo, yeah, he's funny, he's cool. I know he could play by the way he's speaking, by the way he talk, and by what other people say. But y'all never actually got to see me be me.
That's crazy that
Right?
you even say
My
that.
around my block, they don't call me the dribble machine where I'm from. They call me Shane Nice.
Hmm. I remember hearing a couple
You know what
interviews
I'm
you
saying?
talking
So
about that. Yeah. And I know, like, when you was talking about even the throwing the stuff in the stands, that was one thing that I was like, when I saw it, because like you said, you will always like break somebody off or do something and then do it. And I was like, yo, that's like crazy. Cause you would literally do that. And I'd be like, the fact that he broke them off, like that's him just being like fuck it. Like I'm done. Like I done broke you off. I don't gotta do nothing else. But the fact of knowing that that's because you was like hurt, and then, like you said, everybody else started doing it because I remember AL started doing it. And like anybody else that would come on, like they would
to
take
the
their
love
jersey
and
off and throw
dance
in the
on the
stands,
table.
like they shorts or something, and then like
That
go
was me. I
walk
took
off.
my shorts off. That was me. Yeah, that was me. I used to give him my shorts,
Yep.
like the
That
jersey. That was me of chilling and not you ain't hearing it from high. The next morning you ain't getting a call like, hey, listen, man, you got to get out. Like, yo, you giving away merchandise. They took a hold of it and they loved it because we had that much merchandise to give away.
yep. And I know people still probably to this day got and one jerseys that they holding on to. And it's like
And
I honestly
I don't
looked
have
on
nothing in one.
I
I
honestly looked on like
none.
eBay trying to find stuff to see if anybody was selling it, and it's not really a lot of stuff. To think about how much stuff that y'all would get, like a lot of people is really keeping this stuff, and that just
Yeah,
made
these
me think
jerseys.
like,
I seen jerseys for like 500, 700, 300. Like, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. And like I said, I got one. I think I got maybe one or two jersey. The only N1 sneaker that I actually have is probably was this one. That mixtape sneaker that they came out.
oh my god,
Right.
that's
The
like
the the mix
real.
and and it's crazy, right? And the reason why is I don't even care, but that's why they kind of messed up because I. This is the latest one that they did later, and this is with the new company. I even got paint on them, right? 'Cause I got upset. So,
Mm,
so well, reason why I actually choose it because as dope as this shoe is, right? I like this shoe, right?
that
It
shit
got
was fire.
it got hot sauce. It got the names. It got the imitation. It got my signature name on it. But
Mm,
I come to realize is I can't get caught up and saying this is a dope shoe and it got my 61 name on it and I'm not getting a quarter off of it.
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And this is
Mm,
this is now 20 years ago. Yeah, okay, you got me. But now, nah, you can't get me. That's why I don't really kind of I rock with them, but they don't rock with me. And I don't like it's all business and it's a new company and I'm just honestly I've never been with poverty pimping.
mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? And I say things and what happens, I get caught up. I say things and bridges get cut from me. You know what I'm saying? So like me saying, yo, I never like that, but I'm just keeping it so real because I get texts, bro, about people buying sneakers. And they be like, yo, I just bought this Air One stuff, and I'll be like, that's dope, and I ain't getting no call. And they be like, yo, hold on. So all these years I've been buying stuff thinking y'all was getting paid off it. Y'all ain't making nothing. No, bro. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
So
Yeah.
until they change that narrative or put it up, like I don't even. I talk about them, but I talk about us, not them. You know what I'm saying? Because when we talk about Air One, we and one, not the sneaker.
Yeah,
We and one. You feel me?
exactly. For sure. And then even like what you just said right there just is like proves true. Like y'all are and one. Like even when they start doing new stuff and kind of trying to rebrand, it was like that's not it though. Like they trying to, no offense to the professor, shout out to Professor because I like him as a basketball player. But when they kind of start trying to have him be the face of it, I was like, nah, that's not what I grew up watching. Like I grew up watching like
It's
you and
not.
Skip,
It's
AO,
not
and like
culture.
all of them.
It's
Yeah,
not.
that's not it.
It's no disrespect to Professor, right? But that's not the culture. It's not the
Hmm.
culture, right?
Yeah,
I
no
mean, he took
disrespect
it.
at all.
He no, he took it. He took it, and what he did was he learned what we on now, something called YouTube and the internet world. Right?
Hmm.
He took it and he captivated that while we were still trying to captivate the street ball world and trying to bring it back. He captivated how to market himself,
Hmm.
right? He didn't captivate to try to market how to bring street ball back. He captivated on that and the platform, us protecting him and bigging him up and saying, yeah, Professor, he grew big and then once they grow big, they don't need us no more, right? It's like how you say you create the monster, so you
Hmm.
create it. And now he's doing what he's doing, and the messed up part is we're talking street ball and talking truth. People may take that as hate, but it ain't hate. It's just the truth. And
It's the
because I
truth.
grew up where, like I told you, I named guys that did it for real. You know what I'm saying? So I would never let nobody that didn't do it for real on the level that I'm talking about come into our space and captivate or trick anybody else to make them think they belong in there. So guys like that, Professor is dope, right? What he do, but he's not a street baller. He's a
Mm-mm.
great entertainer, right?
Hmm.
So it's a difference, right? A street ball legend. He's not a street ball legend. He's one of the best guys. He's a street ball entertainer, and the best street ball entertainer in the world is Hot Sauce.
Yep. Got to.
Bar by none.
Whenever you talk about street
Bar
ball
by none.
legends and all
Because
that, yeah.
whenever you look at Professor, again, no disrespect. Whenever you look at him, everything he's done, he's mimicked, and he's done everything Hasselhoff done, and he's beat him to the punch. And because we come from a world where they just said white is right, man, and this and that. So right, so and we come from a world, and it kind of captivated. And the reason why I'm saying that because what I don't like is what I don't agree with is how he didn't pull brothers up with him.
Hmm. Yep.
But then it goes back again to what I'm trying to say. That's what happens when you're not a part of our, you never was a part of our culture, right?
Hmm. Yep. It makes sense.
It was just
And it's like
visiting, like my man Lord Jamal said about Eminem.
and that's why I
Can't go.
always
Eminem is dope. Listen, Eminem is dope rapper, but we cannot go down and say he's top five ever to ever do this. Nah, man, he can't. We can't disrespect the rappers. And Eminem was dope, but we can't let them trick us like that. But
that's the
Eminem is dope though.
that's the thing. People don't think about how like they got to where they are, and that's why I like to do these shows because I always want to go back to the beginning. Like, what got you there? What got you the passion to be able to play basketball, street ball, do what you do? So when people see you and what you do now, they can say, "Oh, I remember how he got there. I remember why he did this." And that's another reason I'm doing this. Like, I want people to look back on this and say, when they see me 5 or 10 years from now on, whatever platform I'm on at the time, they can be like, oh, we saw him, grow from just doing his little Facebook videos on his phone to, using StreamYard and getting on YouTube and getting people like Shane the Dribbling Machine on his show and stuff like that. So, like I said, I appreciate you for coming on. Like the stories that we've been telling are great. And I know the one main thing that I always want to get into when I get on this show is the sneakers. So I
Yeah.
know, like I said, with me, it always started with hooping in sneakers and doing stuff, and you've been around it all your life. Everybody's been around it and influenced by sneakers. Some Jordans came out today that went crazy. And like I said, it's always going to be like this. Like every Saturday, every Friday, as long as Michael Jordan is releasing shoes, it's going to be somebody to buy them. And especially long after he's gone and all that, like it's just going to get even crazier. So I know you got some stuff around you. You said you took some stuff out the boxes. So kind of as far as what you do now and what you rock now, like what's your style, what you rocking, like what's
So
your sneaker
so
taste?
So I'm a reason why I call myself a fake sneakerhead because I could pull out sneakers and I won't know. I like sneakers. I don't like names, right?
Mhm.
So so I don't know ones, twos. Like my sons, they be like, "Yo, you seen the fives?" I'll be like, "Which one's the fives? You seen the four? Which one's the threes? Which one's the like?"
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'll be like, "Ah." Like so, the new ones, those new ones that came out, those were like the Carmine type of sneakers, right? That's what they call it,
Mhm.
right? I didn't like those, right? So I didn't get those, right? Because I had those many years ago. I used to know that they run down on the side when they get wet, right?
Mhm.
Again, I remember I tell you, I might wear those in the snow. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Just
Or
cause
I
they
might wear
like
those in
OG.
rain. It may be raining, so yeah. So I mean, I started off like I got of course I got these joints right here.
Okay. 14s. All right. The 14
These are
joints.
14s.
Yep.
See. So I need you to help me out on that.
That's what I do. I'm the
Definitely got
superhero.
these. What's these called?
Threes. Yeah. Animal Instinct threes.
What is it called?
They Animal
Animus. All
Instinct
right.
because
Okay.
yeah, because they got the animal print on them.
Of course these came back.
Indigo 12s. Yes, sir. Those hard. Those are ones
Oh,
that
those
kind
are
of wear
indigo
off on the side.
12s.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna name everything you pull out. I think let's
Okay.
just do
Well,
that. Just
so
pull out stuff. We're gonna do a test on me. Those
you gonna name? I
uh
bet you ain't gonna name everything.
I know those are 12s. I can't remember the exact name on them. I know they purple, but they don't call them purple. I forget exactly what the
All
name of
right.
them is.
Those are 12. All right. To keep it going, I'm gonna tell me.
Hair sixes. Yeah, based
Yeah.
off of Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. Let me see.
Those are alternate Space Jam fives.
Man, yeah. See, you helping me out.
Jubilee 11s, 25th anniversary of the Jordan 11. University yellow sixes. Oh no, those not sixes. I'm sorry, those are nines. Whoo, let me calm down, guys. I know people finna get at me in the comments. Those are nines.
All
Yeah,
right.
varsity maze nines. We got
There we
another
go.
pair of those sevens. I want to say, yeah, I think those are sevens. Yeah, I forgot. I don't know what the are those Paris? I want to say
Yeah.
something having to do with Paris.
Yeah, the
So,
Paris joints.
yeah, them hard.
Oh,
Fives. The Oregon. They're not Oregon PE, but they're based off of the University of Oregon. I know
exactly.
the thing is, I know a couple people with the PE, so you can't disrespect the real ones. Denim threes, yes, sir. With the back. The back got the clear
Yeah.
tabs.
Yep.
That's fire. That's fire right there. I love those. I actually got those too. Fives, low fives. Ooh, you just got them?
Huh?
You just got them?
I'm-
Yeah,
I've
they
been
still got
sitting
the
on for a
hashtag
minute, man.
on. Yeah, I see you. Look at all right, come on, let's keep it going. I'm liking this now. We got the what the fives. Yeah, I know about those. What the fives. They got a little bit of all the fives in them. I love what the colorways.
Okay, I'm gonna start. All right, I'm gonna mess you up right now for a minute. I'm gonna take it somewhere else.
So I know those is Air Max 90s. So I don't know what the theme is though. I don't think I've ever seen those. I know they DS.
Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade.
Yeah.
Yo, them hard. And you can see once you see the name, like you can tell like where they got the inspiration from. And they got the strawberries on the tongue too.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the strawberry lemonade inside.
You pulling out some stuff that I ain't seen. All right, I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
you.
yeah. Of course. I'm seeing. Uh, okay, what about you like Blazers?
Oh yeah, I love Blazers. Coming to America
Or what
Blazers.
about the Coming to America ones?
Yes, sir. Coming to America joins them, and the Coming to America 2 is coming out too. So you gotta wear them when you go see the new one.
Yeah, and of course you got to keep the two tone the two-tone alligator blazers with the leather.
Classics. Those classics.
These are some. Those is one of these. Those are some of my favorite. Even I go Puma on you.
Yeah, hey, Puma is hard. Is them like snakeskin? Okay,
Yeah.
so you got some exclusive stuff too. I see you don't just do the Nike and the Jordan.
Okay. So remember I told you, okay, this is a new brand. I'm gonna put these on, right? These are people got to get up on these. You may see these are the McFlys. You may see Jim Jones and a lot of famous rappers. These are one of my people who make these. These is gonna newest. This is gonna be the newest shoe out right here, right?
Hey,
This different. They glow. These is
them
different.
hard. It's a lot
So
of people
so
coming
again,
out
remember I
with
told
new
you about
ones.
this shoe. Yeah, so remember I tell you about the shoe that I'm a type of guy that people like I of course you know these are the I'm a type of
11s, snakeskin low 11s.
yeah,
Yes,
I'm a type
sir.
of guy you say yo you like those shoes? They be like nah. And I be like I'm gonna get them. So I did that recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you ready?
Yeah. Oh shit, what he finna pull out? You got those? Yo, you posted them. You posted them on purpose to get people to say they didn't like them, didn't you?
Yeah, on purpose. Remember I told you
I
I
saw
say
that.
listen, I needed everybody to say that they was trash so I could go get them.
I saw you post, and I was like, "Yo, what? Like, what are you doing?" You
Right?
did that
So
on purpose.
yeah, I did that. I did that on purpose, bro. I did this. I did
Yo.
purpose. I did not know when I would wear them, what I would do with these, but they was Converses, right? So
Hold up, because I know you put up some Tims too. You put up some boots. I know you didn't
yeah,
get
I
the
got of course. Oh, no, I didn't get that. I didn't want to get the. Of course, you know you go with the these.
top heavy
People
joint.
people love those and these joints.
Oh yeah. Whoo. Ugh. People were just going crazy over the silver ones that came out. So yeah, them hard too.
Yeah, and these joints.
Mm-hmm. People, I just had somebody ask me today, or it was like yesterday, they asked me would I wear Jordan mids, and I was like, yeah, I wear some mids. They got some fire colorways in
All
mids.
day. Yeah. Well, so these are one of my class. I love these.
Let's see, what is those? Are those some Nike joints? They some
Yeah.
Nike runners? Yeah, because I saw they got the whatever that little thing is in the front. That's like a new technology they supposed to be
Yeah,
coming
so
out with.
yeah, I swear, listen. These are the N354. These are like walking on a spaceship right here.
Really? They comfortable?
Yeah, yeah, nah, like walking on a spaceship. And hold on, and it's crazy, right? It's all Nike stuff, right? And to to top it off, this is hold on real quick. I'm gonna show you. This is where I be topping it off with right here.
Man, he finna top it off. Cause I can't believe he got them chucks, dog. And I straight he
Yeah,
catfished
yeah,
me
I told you.
because I sure was looking at that
Purposely,
like you
this
can't
this,
be.
this is where I top it off at.
You got you got the blanket, yo. Where the
Right,
I'm gonna have to yo.
right.
I'm uh,
This is where you top it off. This one is
how
official.
how
And official mink fur, right? You know how heavy this is,
how how do you get
right?
that? You gotta like call Nike himself.
Yeah, you gotta listen. The connect gotta be the connect.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you a little bit and find out how you got that. That I literally have been looking for that. Like on some,
Yeah,
I know if I was to tell anybody in my family that I know that I wanted to get that, they would not allow it. So that's like a secret purchase. I've been waiting. Like one day, anybody in my family is watching this, just know one day you're gonna see me pull up with that blanket on. Trust and believe.
yeah. And they're gonna laugh until they put it on. Be like, yo, let me hold on. Why I feel like that? Why I'm so warm? Yeah, yeah.
That this blanket make me feel special. But hey, man,
But yeah, so that's
thank you so much, man, for coming
but like
out.
I was saying, yeah, that's just
Yeah, go ahead.
happened. I could have. I was gonna take my phone and go. That's just. I was like, man, there's too much stuff, man. Too.
So yeah, save some of it because I know I actually want to do another series on Instagram because I know I haven't. This doesn't go to Instagram, so I want to do another kind of series where I
Yeah,
strictly just focus on sneakers and nothing else. So once I get that rolled out, I
yeah.
definitely want to hit you up. It'd be great to have you as a guest on there. And like I said, all we gonna do is talk sneakers, and that's it. So it'd be dope to have
Yeah,
you on there when
definitely,
I get that.
definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit you up offline because maybe maybe I co-host with you with this one time, and we could try to get
Oh,
a nice try to get maybe like a DJ or somebody, one of my friends, and let them break down their sneaker and all of that. Word.
oh, you ain't said nothing but a word. We could make a whole nother show off of this. Don't
Yeah.
get me started. Don't get my brain going.
Yeah,
Cause
nah, definitely, because yeah, this is like I said, this is what it is. It's fashion and like European, like it's so many ways you could take it to, right? Because you got cars, right? Because sneakers is like cars, right? That's what I call it, right? If you notice my hashtags be saying walk responsible, you know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
so sneakers is like
Ooh.
sneakers is like to me it's like that next that new that like which sneaker is the Rolls Royce, which is the BMW, which is the Benz,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, which sneaker attract which style, which look that you trying to go with, you know what I'm saying? So and again, that's when it's hard to get out of it being a sneakerhead, you know what I mean, like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you know what's crazy is um it's is everything you see was I went on a I was doing 90% of this was during a pandemic.
Yep. A lot of
You know what I'm
people that I
saying?
know that's been
Like
getting stuff during the pandemic.
so it's like the pandemic. It was like yo, and some of like I just somebody say like you say like with tags on them. I probably won't even wear it. Like I tell you, I wear my hoopties. Listen. These are my hoopties. I train the kids in these, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
and my parents, they say to me, they be like, you bugging, you was out there playing, you was out there playing shorty 1-on-1 in these, and I'm
They
like
basketball
that's
shoes
what I
like
bought them for. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
That's what's up.
yeah, like I can't do it in my blazers. I can't. I mean, I'm going to get on the. I could get. I wanted to get on the level with the dunks, but I not could get those. I could get those other ones, but I'm not paying the money for those.
Oh yeah, they tripping with the dunks and stuff now as far as how much
You know
they
what I'm
charge
saying? Like,
for them. So yeah, yeah, man.
I
Like I
don't
said,
even want to pay. Yo, listen, I don't even want to pay 220 for them.
no, don't. And that's the thing, you don't have to. And I'm gonna leave on this note because I feel like this is something that a lot of people should know. Like even today, for example, some shoes came out, some J's came out. A lot of people couldn't get them. St. Louis is a crazy city already. So I heard of an incident, and I don't know how true or not it is, but from me knowing sneakers in the place that it happened, it probably happened. Some dude pulled the gun out on a female for some sneakers. And it's like, exactly, it's just like, for what? Like, what? Why are you doing that? It's not worth it for a pair of sneakers. And the thing is, people don't know how the game go. So it's like they just say that they got up early, they couldn't get the sneaker, they mad, they got a gun in their pocket, they want to pull it out, not knowing that a lot of these stores
Even,
didn't even get the shoes yet.
yeah,
So it's like
but
they do.
not even that, but it's bigger than that. Even watching this as we speaking, right? So
Mm,
the average person, like again, the person made people. We live in a world where people count shoes and they count your pocket,
mm-hmm. Exactly.
right?
They think that you got so
So
many
so
shoes.
they like you like so you see that you be like so you start saying like hold on, the average shoe is minimum 200,
Mm-hmm.
right? At minimum, right?
That's what
The
they
minimum.
think.
So if you show 30 pair of shoes, right, or 20, but they gotta realize this. I tell people all the time is one thing. That is a good thing. Like what I hate, right? Is us as people, yo. And it's us, and it's us, right? It's us, black on black crime, right? The
Mm-hmm.
worst black on black crime, period, black crime, period. But one of the worst is robbing us. Why we gotta rob each other, man? You know what
Each
I'm
up.
saying? Like when and I mean that cold heartedly because what one thing you didn't touch it with the N1 situation was when it first started getting big, I lived in the projects, bro. Like I told you, the dope boy, but I did what I left out was I was a victim of a home invasion because of that. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like dudes came in my house thinking I was getting millions and millions of dollars. And this is the early stages of N1 where my first contract was 7,000 for the year. I signed it because that's the first time I ever had legal money besides hustling. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I always look at that like, damn, yo, I've been to school in my high school, Clinton High School. I've been around the bullies that and the gangsters and the bullies. My next door neighbor was a robber, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was a good friend, and he robbed the low. And I always used to be mad because you don't rob nothing you need. You rob something you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need a pair of Jordans. You want a pair of Jordans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I always be like, yo, and if you go on that route, go rob something you need, man. Rob something. I hate to say it like this, but rob so you don't have to rob no more.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And it's like you
You
say,
know
it's
what I'm
crazy
saying?
to hear you say it, but it makes sense in the fact of thinking about robbing somebody for some J's you finna put in your feet and like potentially hurting somebody or killing somebody over some shoes. Like that don't make no sense. And that's always what I think
So,
about. And
it's the world we live in. Meaning this is bigger than that. It's bigger than
way
because if
bigger.
you the robber and you robbing those J's, you gotta say to yourself, "Yo, I'm robbing these J's, but damn, I'm gonna have to rob somebody else because the new ones come out a week from now.
Mm-hmm.
So once you rob those gonna be old. Then what you gonna do? You gonna keep robbing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and to be honest, yo, there's so many ways to work to make money these days, right? So it's people. You have to. The only way you're not making no money. You're not working. You have to be mentally right. You have to be mentally right. It's a disease that we have. It is, and that disease is called depression, right? So you have to
Mm-hmm.
be mentally depressed to where you don't want to get up to go make money to do better for yourself. So you think it's easy to go rob and take from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? When I grew up, we was afraid of jail. These dudes, they ain't afraid of jail.
They don't care.
They
They
don't
don't
care. You know what
care.
they say? Yo, you know what I heard, dudes? This is what I'm trying. You know what I heard this era, the new era saying? Yo, my real family locked up.
That's
Feel
crazy.
me?
And then I know one thing that we was talking about even before we got on air is like since N1 has stopped, a lot of people aren't looking at street ball or going outside and playing ball as a way out. Like
They
they
staying
not
on the
trying to
block,
go out
bro.
and yeah, they staying on the
They
block
staying on the
hustling. They ain't
block. They
going on the
getting
block.
back with their homies.
Mm-hmm.
They getting back. Yo, listen, I played in Chicago on the street in the street ball. Chicago, it wasn't all that killing that they doing now. All that, I know because when we went to Chicago, we went to the God bless the dead Flash. It's from the South Side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went to the West Side of Chicago in the park, and there was some dudes in there. And on the strip of N1 and what we did the street ball, they gave him a pass and let him ball there, but they explained at the time we didn't know what was going on. But they said this exact words: your man know he ain't supposed to be over here, but it's all love. You,
Yo,
you
and I
get
was
you get what
just
I'm saying?
I was just finna say y'all put up in some hoods. Like it was at one point y'all would have the big and one street ball buses. And I know that's when even y'all had like ESPN, so it's even more buses. I'm probably sure that y'all not showing
Every
on camera,
hood.
but to have all them buses come up to just a random hood and no security, like nobody,
Yo,
like it's
that we
only
don't
to help y'all get to the court,
listen.
but y'all ain't got no bulletproof vests on, nothing, and you got to think you in the hood, so it's got to be at least 40 to 50% of the people out there gonna have either straps or guns or a beef with
Yo, the
somebody or
first,
something.
yo, no, the what made us get security. What made us get security was because the first tape, we didn't have no security. We just went out as is. You know what I mean?
And y'all
We
was
ain't
having
know. I mean, we
mobs.
got no security.
It was mobs of
We
hundreds of
started getting
thousands
security,
of people.
and honestly, like again, we didn't have the armed security that if somebody, like you said, if we was in St. Louis and somebody wasn't wanted to take it there, we wasn't I mean, our security wasn't prepared. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But like we we started mentally saying like, yo, hold on the low, we the security. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
yeah.
it could, we knew it could get down. I could go down. But us being, like I said, us being this, when we go to St. Louis, when we connect with the right person, which could be 1,000 right person, but we person that's genuine, they make sure we're right because once I think the movement was so powerful and so positive that going to these cities and going to these crime infested and these hoods that people ain't like they last thing they was thinking about hurting us or robbing us. They wanted to see us get an ass bust or B us embarrass somebody for the hood that they could talk about it for the next 20 years. You remember that time when main event dunked it on you? Or you remember that? You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy? Even to this day, I guarantee you, dudes that played against y'all is using that in their credits. Like, oh, I play with Ant, I play with Shane, I play with Main Event, Woo Wop. And like you said, as many people and dudes as y'all played that's came and is like, oh, we finna bust y'all last. Like, y'all ain't finna come to my hood and do this. After the game, it's all love. Y'all bring it in, y'all dap it up. And
Yeah.
it's like, we appreciate y'all for coming out. We'll see y'all next year. And that's it.
So remember, so the best part of it is if you watch that Boston clip, I'm in Boston and the little kid is coming short, he's coming down, and he tries to do the fake pass and keep it. I'm like, nah, shorty, you did it wrong. You got to cuff it here, and you got to do it this way. And he was like, I tried. I was like, yo, this and that, but you got to do it this way, and right? And the video's going off. I'm like, yo, shorty, yo, you gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
So we fast forward. That was Shabazz Napier.
Really?
So
Yo.
you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
So what people don't realize, you know how many of these people that you see on these NBA TVs were little kids, their eyes open in a basketball camp, this and that, who grew up to Air One, and when you watch NBA and you watch Kyrie Irving and you watch these guys, and that all you watching is a Air One mixtape game.
Mm-hmm. But they getting
Every
inspired.
isolation. Every isolation, right? You watching James Harden. He's so when us and one players,
Somebody
we
fall.
saying things like, huh?
When somebody fall, that's and one.
Yeah, no, yeah. So, but us and one players, all right. So a guy will come down, and so we like because of Sauce, right? So this is what makes Sauce special and different from everybody, right? Sauce named this move. Nobody names moves. That's the first time ever. I never heard nobody name a move, right? Only moves we heard of in basketballs between the legs, crossover, behind the back.
Yep.
That was it, right? And then maybe later you say, yo, you hit him with the I was a crossover. That's a New York crossover, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
later came like the sham guard, but that's for later, right? But Sauce like the stiff leg, right? So the stiff legs is when you come down and and you stiff it back, right?
Yep.
So I don't know what y'all call it, but in our world we call it the stiff leg. So when we see Chris Paul and them do that, when we see him do that, we be like, oh yo, come on man, he just hit him with the stiff leg. Oh
That's
yo, he
it.
just Flintstone him. Yo, he just right. So
Yeah.
we breaking it down So certain things that y'all probably won't see, we know they got it from and one because that's where those moves were invented because it's the name of the move, right? It's the particular
Mhm.
move. Like yo, that was right. It was a name like the sham guard. Like if you somebody do the sham guard, you're gonna say yo, that was the sham guard. No matter how
Mhm.
you right, no matter how you remix it,
Yep.
and that's what it is, and that's what the
Yep.
NBA is. You know?
Yo, it's always been influence from N1. Like I said, to me, that's where it really kind of started with me to really get serious about like playing and working out and all that stuff. And I'm sure it's been like that for a lot of other kids. And I know, like you said, we're gonna talk some more after this about some more stuff. Like you got my mind going about different stuff that we can do, not only just for entertainment purposes, but to teach a lot of kids a lot of stuff. Like the
Yeah,
names of moves, like sneaker names, all that type of stuff. So I definitely hope we can talk some more after this. And like I said, I
no,
definitely
definitely,
appreciate
definitely.
you
Because look,
taking the
we ain't
time.
even get into my training, my nonprofit organization with the basketball summer league. We
Oh,
ain't even touched. We ain't even touched none of that. You know, I've been running the summer league for 10 years. 10 years, over 100 teams, and it's an educational league. I'm making kids write essays to just to play in the league. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying that I'm doing with. That's so. Like I said, it's bigger than like for me, I'm really what people say, I'm really still here at the ground level, making
mm,
sure like these like me honestly, my job, my purpose is we don't need no more streetball legends. We need student athletes.
mm-hmm. That's what's up.
We are ready for streetball legends, yo. We don't need no more. We sold out. We don't need no more streetball
We
legends. We need
sold out the
student
street ball.
athletes, man.
That's what's up. So yeah, we definitely gonna talk some more after this, so we can get some more stuff out there. I know you got a lot of stuff that you got going on, and like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to come and just kind of talk to me. Like I said before, I'm just a regular old dude from St. Louis who used to play basketball, who likes shoes. So I tried to find a platform to get this information out to everybody else to let them see other people in the sneaker world. So I appreciate you, Shane, for coming on and like I said, showing some support to the show. And I definitely can't wait to talk to you some more after this and kind of see what else we can get going and get some more content out to the people.
No doubt, no doubt.
And I appreciate you, man. Is there anything else that you want to tell the people before we go? You want to? I know you said you got a league. Is there anything you want to promote or let people know about?
I mean, of course, they can follow me on Instagram at the Real Shane the Dribble Machine, and once you follow me on there, my life is an open book. Everything is there, man.
Yeah, I know you definitely post a lot on social media. So I got your Instagram handle at the bottom. Y'all can follow him at Shane Dribble Machine on Instagram. Make sure that y'all follow him, show him some love, tell him the superhero sent you. And until the next time, appreciate y'all for the love and support. Thank you again, Shane. We'll see y'all next time.
Salute, my brother.
Peace.
Peace, bro.